Many of us have questions about who we really are.
Sometimes I lay there just thinking, where have I come from?
I'm desperate to know.
And what our future holds.
I don't look like anybody in my family.
Now, amazing advances in DNA technology mean those questions can be answered for the very first time. You were in a concentration camp when you were a kid.
From 9 months old.
From our families
I didn't think that my parents were secretive.
to our ancestry
My whole life I've not known. Where am I from?
to our health.
It's really crazy for a blood test to decide my future.
Working with leading geneticists, genealogists and doctors,
We have the results.
we're going to help people unlock life-changing secrets
Wow.
If my dad is capable of doing this stuff, does that mean I am?
through the power of a DNA test.
This is going to be the hardest case I have ever been involved in.
Our DNA doesn't lie.
Oh my goodness.
It was really clear.
Really?
But are we ready for the truth?
Oh my God.
Kitty, come here, honey. Come on, Pat.
Like over 1 million of us in the UK, 38-year-old Claire has never met her father. She was told he might have been a British soldier stationed in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. Now she's determined to find out if this is the truth. Hello, Claire, how are you?
Good, nice to meet you.
Likewise,
Yes,
it's
yes.
so nice to meet you.
Like tea or coffee?
I love a cup of tea. Thank you, Claire. So tell me what it is that you're desperate to find out.
I just want to know who my dad is. I have no idea. I don't look like my sister or my brother. Obviously, we have different dads, but they both look like my mum. But I was very dark when I was born.
So they were all fair.
Yeah, they were all fair, all really, really fair.
So was your mother a white woman?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
From,
North
Northern
Belfast,
Ireland,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, born and bred, yeah, her whole family.
Is she still around?
No, my mum passed away in 2012. And she always told me my dad was a British soldier that she'd met in the early 80s. She called him Jim. And she thought he maybe had a bit of a northern accent. So that's really all she knew.
So essentially we need to try and determine who your father was.
Yeah. You sort of think, what if I do have something else out there, you know? What if for the first time ever you could look at somebody and go, oh my gosh, I actually look like you? That's the big thing. I was born in Belfast in the early 80s, in a very troubled time in Northern Ireland. My main memories are the army patrolling the area. Where we lived, they were very much welcome at the time. My mum told me there used to be discos in the army barracks. I think my mum felt safe there. That was where she met a British soldier, who I believe she loved. And then my mum found out she was expecting and told him all about it. But she never heard anything from him again. There was never any change to the story. It was always the British soldier. So that's what I've always believed.
So why? Because I get the impression that you feel sort of slightly less certain now.
I'm not 100% certain it is the British soldier. There is another option. My sister was at a party and a friend basically said that she believes her father is my father. And so it just threw in this whole other option of this local man being a possibility that he could be my dad. as well. You know, it could have happened. You know, he did live locally, so that completely blew me away.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What ethnicity was this man?
He was half Indian.
Okay. Is this man still alive?
No. This man was a married man, so if something did happen between him and my mum, maybe that's the reason she didn't tell me.
Yeah. Do you feel like you could be related to this girl? Do you look alike?
Yeah, well, there's definitely a resentment. I have a photograph.
Here.
Yeah.
Can I have a nose?
Yeah,
Do you
of course.
mind? Thank you. So when would this have been taken?
Early 80s. That's me. So, yeah, I would only be 1, maybe? So there's definitely more of a resemblance between myself and these girls over myself and my sister.
Jeez. Oh, I see what you're saying. So now you've no idea what to believe or
No.
what to think.
It's strange. It's embarrassing. A lot of my life I've made a joke of it with friends. Oh, you know, who knows? Could be him, could be him. But it's not a joke. It's very real.
Do you believe you're mixed race?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I've thought about it so much. Just want to know who I am, where I'm from, my heritage, anything, just to have a little bit of knowledge about me. What am I made of?
Have you thought about how you're going to feel if it turns out that actually the British soldier wasn't your dad, even though that's what your mother had been telling you?
I've thought about that a lot. I would be pretty annoyed that she's lied to me. Maybe she wanted it to be the British soldier? Was she ashamed of an affair with somebody else? I don't care who it is, but I want to believe my mum.
I get the sense that actually this is really massive and it's really important for you to at least try and find out.
Answers would give me a lot of closure on something that's just been in my head forever. Have I been told a lie my whole life? This is the only way I'm going to find out the truth.
Claire wants to know if her father is the British soldier her mum told her about, or if he could be their family friend. She's come to meet Professor Turi King at the University of Leicester to discover if analysing her DNA can finally give her some answers.
Hi. It's so lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, how can I help you?
I really want to find out if the story that my mum always told me about my biological father, is it true? I was always told by my mum that it was a British soldier. Since my mum passed away, I have been approached by somebody who thinks my dad could be somebody else.
So clearly there's been a secret that's gone on here, and DNA can really help to uncover these secrets. Is there anything that's making you feel like your ancestry might be one way or the other?
No, I don't have a clue. I don't know very much about the British soldier at all, so I don't know his background or where he's from, but I look very different to my brother and my sister. I have darker skin, dark eyes, dark hair, and I'm assuming then that must come from my dad's side.
So it sounds like there's kind of two questions there. So you want to know what your ancestry is, because you might have ancestry from a particular part of the world.
Yeah.
And then ideally, answer who your biological father might be. The first thing to say is that you can actually get really different pigmentation going on within the same family. That being said, you could possibly have a different ancestry. So we can get your DNA, put it into databases around the world, and they're really useful for looking at ancestry. In terms of working out who your father is, we can look for people who you are matching in the database. A half-sibling, cousins, second cousins, so on and so forth. You start to build family trees, and it allows us to zoom in and hone down as to who we think your father might be. So the other thing is, obviously, we could find out who your biological father was, but it's not always a happy ending. So it may be they don't want to be...
No, if it ends up that it is the British soldier, I don't think he wants to be found. He made that decision back then to not be a part of my life. Obviously, if we did find this guy and he was happy and it is him, and amazing, but I'm not setting myself up for anything like that.
So, you know, you also have other people on our team. So you've got, you know, social worker, counselor, you've got me, you've got people you can talk to if you need anything, so don't hesitate.
Turi and the team will now analyse Claire's DNA to try and solve the mystery of her father's identity. She'll get her results in 8 weeks. Between 1950 and 1970, around 250,000 unmarried mothers were pressured to give up babies born out of wedlock. 61-year-old Lee is looking for one of them, his half-sister. Hi, Lee.
Hey, Stacey. How you doing?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, it's a lovely hot day, isn't it?
Isn't this beautiful? My goodness me. How long you been here?
Just over 30 years. I used to live down in Kent.
Happy. Love it here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Stunning. Are you happy to talk me through what your story is?
Well, when my mum passed away a year or so ago, my dad said to me one day, he said, Lee, I've just got to let you know you've got a half-sister.
Wow.
I said, what do you mean? And I'm like, shocked.
This is totally out the blue.
Out the blue. I said, well, come on in, film me. And he says, well, there's not a lot I really know. You got a half-sister, your mum gave her away, and then she met me, and we got married, and that was it, and then you come along. And I'm thinking, well, what's going on?
So your mum never ever told you anything?
Yeah, she never told us throughout the whole of her life. My mum's called Noreen Ann. She was a good mother, very kind, very loving. But she was a feisty mum. She wanted stuff done right. If you didn't do it right, you got a clip round the ear. No nonsense. When she fell pregnant, she wasn't married. And back then it was totally different. It's frowned upon to have children out of wedlock. You know, once she had a bump, she moved away so no one would know. Had the baby and then had it adopted straight away. It must have hurt her a lot. It must have, yeah, really upset her.
Oh, it must have been so hard for your mum to keep such a massive secret to herself.
I think she just blocked it out. I really do. I think she stuck it to the back of her mind and thought, the baby's gone, I'm living my life now with my new husband, and I ain't going to tell anyone.
Yeah.
But it's such a shame, though, isn't it? Back then, we had no money. We had no money at all. Our first house we didn't even have a toilet inside. We had to go outside for the toilet, no bathroom. So you can imagine, perhaps she was thinking, well, I've got this little baby. If I let someone adopt it, I stand more chance in her having a better life.
Yeah. Do you have a name? Do you have any idea, any information about her?
I found out that her name was Heather. My dad told me that. She's 2.5 years older than me, and she was born in Chatham, Kent. But that's all I know.
Pretty massive, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It'd be nice to know what's going on and what part she could play in my life.
And who she is. Like, what kind
Yeah,
of a woman
whether she
is
looks like me or she's bald like my brother, I don't know.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, but it's a big step to take, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you've got to know,
Cool, yeah.
haven't you? You've got to know.
So we're going to go meet Sherry.
Yes,
You've been married how long?
37 years
No.
this year. Yes, yes.
It's longer than I've been alive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hello, Sherry. Lovely to meet you. Thank you ever so much for having me over. Oh, look at these photos. Oh.
Yeah, you still got the wedding dress somewhere.
How do you think it will benefit your Lee if we are able to come across any information?
It'll just fill in a gap for you, won't it?
Massive gap.
It's like a big void at the moment.
Because you don't know what's happened, where she is, if she's still alive, or, you know, you just think to yourself, is she safe? You know, is she warm?
Instinctively, you
Yeah.
want to protect her. Is she warm? Is she safe? Has he always been this soppy, Lee? Has he always been this soppy?
Always.
He's very soft-hearted.
Wear my heart on a sleeve.
Yeah.
If we aren't able to find anything, how have you prepared, Lee, yourself for that?
People say that you don't regret the things you did so much as the things you didn't do.
If they can't find anything much about her, then at least we've tried. Yeah, and family's everything, isn't it?
Well, I've got everything crossed for you, Lee. I really,
Oh,
really
thanks,
have.
Stacey.
Lee is on his way to meet Turi. He's hoping that she can find his half-sister using the little information he has.
Good morning.
Sit down. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, great. How you doing?
I'm good. So, how can I help you?
I'd like to find my half-sister. She was born out of wedlock 2 to 3 years before me, and then adopted straight away.
Okay.
And I think my mum was very shamed about what happened because it brought a lot of reproach, I suppose, on the family. So she probably went away for a few months to have the baby and then came back.
Sadly, it was absolutely a time of really quite serious social stigma attached to unmarried mums. It was not uncommon for women in your mum's position to have been sent to what were known as mother and baby homes. So it was the Church of England and the Catholic Church and the Salvation Army that were responsible for running these mother and baby homes and for adoptions at the time. And there would have been thousands and thousands of women who would have been, you know, essentially forced to give up their babies to be fostered and adopted. It reached its height in 1968. So there were over 16,000 adoption orders granted. So being an unmarried mother at that time certainly wasn't easy. So what do you know about your half-sister?
Well, her name's Heather. She was born at the same hospital that I was born in. That's it. So I'm hoping that yourself can try and find out if she's still alive, where she's living, if she's got a family. Loads of questions that need answering.
So the usual way that we kind of do a search in this kind of case is to use an adoption services agency. It could be that, you know, the adoption wasn't recorded, or the records have been lost, or, you know, people wouldn't necessarily give their real names. So, and this is where DNA can really come into its own, because it really provides another avenue that people can take in terms of finding a relative. So you have a brother, don't you? So full siblings, you would share about half of your DNA with him.
Okay.
And you're going to share about a quarter of your DNA with a half-sister. So that's what we would be looking for. So we've got this kind of two-pronged approach that we can use to help find your half-sister.
Double your chances. Sounds good.
But we really don't know what we're going to find. It could be that she's passed away, or, you know, even sometimes people don't want to be in contact. So it can be quite an emotional thing to go through.
Yeah, I think whatever happens, whether you find a result or you don't, it's just nice to have closure.
Turi and the team will now try and find Lee's half-sister by searching the DNA databases and adoption records. He'll get his results in 2 months.
Into bed. Get cozy, Rosie. I love you. Night-night.
Next week, Claire will finally receive her DNA test results. She's hoping they will reveal her father's ethnicity and maybe his identity.
When I was younger, living in Belfast, I was that little bit darker to everybody else. People started to ask me, late primary school, where are you from? Are you Spanish? Like, I don't know. Are you mixed race? I don't know. Do you have an Indian background? I don't know. I just look like this and I can't change that. But not looking like my half-sister, it is quite hard.
You see us?
So my sister is 12 years older than me. We have different fathers. She's the best sister, and she will always be.
Sonia, that's a lovely T-shirt you've got on.
Do you like it?
Where'd you get that? It's a wee close-up, shall we? Oh, where'd you get that? Who's that?
Claire was very dark whenever she was born. She had dark hair down to there, jet black.
What have you done to me?
I think Claire always felt not part of the community because of that.
Is Mum there? They're all wearing T-shirts with my face on it.
Did you see it?
I think whenever a lot of people look at Claire, they look at her and they think she's got a perfect life, brilliant husband, brilliant kids. But this bit is missing in her life. She does play it down a lot, but there's a massive emotional piece of their heart missing.
Oh, let me see that face.
Really, this journey is all part of that, or for wanting to feel that she belongs.
Every time I sort of think, right, it's definitely the British soldier, then I'm like, oh, that other guy's still there niggling in the back of my head. In my opinion, if it works out to be the soldier, he's never wanted to be found. He's always made the decision not to be involved in my life. I don't know if I've ever asked you, what do you remember of this other family?
They lived directly behind us.
Right, okay.
And we all grew up together.
That close?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Because there's photos of me with them. And they're the photos that I always used to say to you, I look like them more than I look like you.
Yes.
And
we
then,
used to joke about it.
like, all the time. Do you think she's lied? Do you think Mum lied?
I think she told you what she believed was her truth.
This is the only way I can get answers and not have those questions rolling around in my head for the rest of my life.
Since they last met, Turi and the team have been analysing Claire's DNA, hoping to discover the identity of her father. Claire's husband Johnny is joining her today as she receives her results.
Hello.
Hi.
So nice to see you again.
And you.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so when we met the first time, your main question was about the identity of your biological father.
Yeah.
You were told by your mum that he was a British soldier, but I know that, you know, because of your skin tone and, you know, stories from family friends, that you started to sort of doubt that story, didn't you? And to the point that you thought you might be mixed race of Indian heritage. What we did was we took your DNA, and what we're doing with that is we're comparing it with people who are in databases, and they contain about 30 million people, you know, from all over the world. We're looking for where you're getting matches in particular parts of the world, but also in the hopes of being able to say something about who your biological father was. We're looking for matches that suggest that you might be related to them.
Okay.
And your results came back really, really clear.
Right.
You are pretty much 100% British and Irish.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
So your biological father is not mixed race. So that would rule out the theory of the other man, the family friend.
Yeah.
So the fact that you had this question, well, the first thing that we're looking for is, are you getting DNA matches in other parts of the world? And you just weren't. You are getting English, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. And when you look at the 45% of English, you are getting concentrations around Yorkshire.
Wow, oh my gosh. That's just confirmed like my whole identity, really.
I think it's a really beautiful case for just showing just the complexity of the genetics of skin pigmentation.
Yes, yeah.
You know, with any region, you're going to have a huge range of skin tones. And it means that you really cannot say where somebody is from by looking at their skin tone.
Yeah.
The next thing we did was we were wanting to look at the matches that you are getting to confirm the identity of your father. And because we know who your mother is, we can discount any matches on her side and focus on what's left. You actually had over 500 sort of DNA matches. These are fourth cousin and closer, so most of them are going to be relatively distant.
Yeah.
And we found that you actually had a couple of quite close matches. And by looking at birth, marriage, and death records, that allows us to start building family trees. Your paternal grandparents are Dennis and Lillian.
How do you find this? This is amazing.
They had 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. But we could see from the records that one of their sons had a lifelong military career.
Right.
His name was Jim. He was a British soldier. So the story that your mum told you
was right.
It's true.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I can't believe it.
I know you're going to go see Stacey now, who's going to give you a little bit more information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Turi, thank you so much. Hello.
Hello, Claire.
How are you?
How are you?
Wow.
Yeah?
yeah. Very great. Shocked.
Have a seat, get
Thank
comfy.
you.
John, how are you? You're
Good to see you.
right. Oh,
Yes, I know. Oh my
a lot
gosh.
to take in.
I'm so shocked. I think I'm going to be in shock for a while.
I reckon so.
Yeah.
I think it will take you a while to really digest
Process
this.
it and just, big shock. Because I was convinced I was going to come and be told it was the other person. Convinced.
Is it all right if I tell you a bit more about your father?
Yes. Yes. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So the first thing to say is that Jim is still alive.
Right.
And we've been in contact with him.
Right. Okay.
And he accepts completely that you are his daughter.
Oh my gosh, Stacey. This is amazing. Wow.
Would you like to see a photo of your dad?
Oh my God. Yes.
This is your dad, Claire.
Oh my gosh. I look like him. This is where the eyebrows come from. This is huge. Look. It's like a man me. That's a man version of me. I can't believe this.
Like I said, you know, we've been conversing with your father.
Yeah.
And he sent a letter that he'd like me to hand over to you.
Oh my gosh, people still write letters. Wow. Dear Claire, I hope this letter finds you in good health. I would just like to apologise for all the grief, heartache, and upset that I have caused you over many years. That you have spent trying to find me. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. When you do write, please give me your phone number and I will ring you. Oh my gosh.
Brilliant.
Wow. Until then, please keep you and your family safe and look forward to hearing from you. Yours, Jim. Right. I'm in so much shock. He wants to speak to me. I imagine hearing his voice for the first time. I wonder if he was always waiting for this day. Maybe one day she'll...
You'd like to think so.
Yeah. And now I could just feel this huge sense of relief right now. This is the best outcome I could have ever hoped for.
Your mum was telling the truth.
She was telling the truth, yeah. Telling the truth the whole time.
Around half of all early pregnancies don't survive to full term because of previously unknown DNA mutations. But cutting-edge medicine now allows doctors to analyse the DNA of embryos that may be at risk.
Ready?
Allowing couples like Jenna and Ryan the chance to have a family.
Give him loving.
Yeah. Yes. Think about it.
Hey, how's things? Thanks ever so much.
Hello, I'm Jenna.
Lovely to meet you, Jenna. I'm Stacey.
I'm Ryan.
Ryan, nice to meet you,
Nice to
mate. Hello, baby.
She's Esme.
She's like you, Ryan.
Yeah,
Don't you
everyone
think?
says that.
Poor kid.
You're like your dad. Well, we go and have a chat.
So I'll take her soon. Let's go, Nanny.
Yeah. Nanny's favourite.
Yeah.
Right then.
Right. So, you've got your incredible Esme, but it's been a bit of a journey, right? To get to this point.
Yeah, it's been a tough road.
So, why don't we start from the beginning? You've been together years and years and years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met in
2003.
What?
I was 20.
20. I think I was 18.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Babies.
Me. Yeah, you would have been.
Clocked eyes. That was it.
We're both very shy.
It took a few years to move in together. And then it took us about 15 years to get married. Slow movers. It felt like the natural next step would be to have children.
Just felt like a time to grow up.
And then we fell pregnant.
We felt lucky to be pregnant.
I mean, we were over the moon. We pinched ourselves every day. It's incredible. Everything seemed completely normal until we got to the scan at about 21 weeks.
They said there was something wasn't right with the baby's kidneys.
Yeah. We were told that it looks like a condition from the 40 gene in both of us.
Right.
Very quickly, the other organs couldn't develop as they should because the kidneys grew quite big.
We'd heard stories that this wasn't always fatal, so we'd look for hope at every stage.
But in the end, we were told that Thea just had no chance of surviving.
So at this point, when the doctors are saying your baby isn't going to make it, you're how many months pregnant? Because she's still inside you.
Yeah, so 7 months pregnant.
After she passed, Jenna had to be induced. That was really the hard part.
Jeez. No, don't say sorry.
We learnt from then that it was because there's a genetic condition that we both carried. So we had a 1 in 4 chance of our baby Thea having that condition.
So you both carry a genetic mutation,
Yep.
which means that if you come together and reproduce, there's a 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, 1 in 4 chance, yeah.
That your child could have this condition.
Yeah, kidney disease. And
This
then our
somewhere.
one was that one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
First baby. We just thought the odds felt incredibly unlucky.
How on earth do you get through something that unimaginable? Because you wanted a family.
Yeah. For me, there was not a doubt in my mind. I knew I had to have another baby.
If we just stopped there, it would have been for nothing. So we had to try again.
Yeah. So what were the doctors advising?
The other option given to us was PGD IVF, pre-genetic diagnosis IVF.
Goodness me. I'm certain that you'd never have heard of that
We've never
before.
heard of it,
Never
no.
heard of it.
Jenna and Ryan didn't realise they both carried the incredibly rare genetic fault for polycystic kidney disease. But to have a healthy baby, they were offered a pioneering new treatment. Jenna and Ryan would first have IVF, inseminating a mother's egg with the father's sperm, and then test the resulting embryos for the same mutation in their DNA. After their first try, Jenna fell pregnant for the second time. That's how you had your Esme?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Modern science is extraordinary, isn't it?
Incredible.
Like it blows my mind when I hear stories like this.
We've been through a lot, and we're so grateful to have a beautiful baby girl. As soon as she was born, we knew that we wanted to try again.
Yeah. We want another baby so badly. Not just for us, for Esme as well.
Yeah, it would mean the world to us to have a sibling.
So you're going down the same route of PGD?
Exactly that.
Wow.
But we were under no illusion.
Yeah. It's a long process and there's a lot of hurdles, so the odds are not great. But for us, we have to try.
Yeah. What happens if it doesn't go your way and nothing transpires?
We're not getting any younger,
No.
but we will try again.
No, I hear you. You want to try and grow your family.
Yeah.
I really, really mean it, like, very best of luck.
Thank you.
There is only a 1 in 5,000 chance of any 2 people unknowingly carrying the same mutation in their DNA for polycystic kidney disease. People like Jenna and Ryan that both carry this genetic fault can now use pre-implantation genetic diagnosis to try and have a healthy child.
couples that are having to go through PGD, they have to go through IVF, and then this is another layer on top of the IVF. It's a really emotionally grueling process, and there are so many aspects that can go wrong. You need to create the good quality embryos that do not carry the gene which will go on to produce the disease. But, you know, if you can make sure that you're going to create a baby who is free of this inherited disorder and stop that cycle, then we will do that.
Hi, Jenna and Ryan. So lovely to see you. I just want to ask you, first of all, sort of how Esme's doing. Now they've got one baby from this treatment. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, fantastic. Now, you remember, we can't do the genetic testing right at the beginning. We have to grow the embryos, and only embryos that make it to that stage of development can actually go ahead and have a genetic test. So we will then do the embryo biopsy. When we make a little hole in the wall of the embryo, we just suck out a few cells just from the very edge, and we send off these cells to our specialist genetics lab, who are going to extract the DNA and run the test for us. When we come to test the embryos, any embryo that has got the same sort of set, the same pair of DNA fingerprints as we saw in Thea's DNA, that will tell us that that embryo must have 240 copies of the gene and would be affected with recessive polycystic kidney disease. So those are the embryos that we obviously cannot use.
Another hurdle.
Yeah, I think that's right, isn't it? Everything about this feels like just getting over so many individual hurdles to get to the end. You know, do you have expectations for what's coming now?
Yeah, I mean, we started with 17 eggs last time and ended up with one good embryo.
Right.
So it sort of helped us with our expectations this time.
Yeah. And obviously we don't know that it can happen the same way again.
Yeah.
So anything can happen, any cycle, obviously.
It's out of our hands, so we're just going to hope for the best and see what happens.
Wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
You take a deep breath in and out.
Jenna and Ryan will now start IVF, where they hope to create several embryos to undergo DNA testing.
Leftover measurements?
They'll know the results in 2 weeks. It's been 2 months since Lee took a DNA test to try and track down his half-sister, who he only found out about a few years ago.
I do think about her a lot. So I think about her when I get up in the mornings or before I go to sleep. I'm just thinking, oh, what's she doing now? Is she alive even?
I haven't seen him like this before. I think he keeps a little bit of his emotions inside, but he really does want to find her. It means a lot to him.
Lee is returning to meet with Turi to see if she's been able to uncover any information.
Hello, come on in.
Turi, how you doing?
Sit down. Oh, it's lovely to see you again.
Nice to see you.
So, when you first came, it was because you thought you have a half-sister.
That's right, yeah, her name was Heather.
So, ordinarily, what we do in cases such as this is we go through adoption records. And the very first step in that is to look for your sister's birth certificate, because we have to make sure we've got the right name. And actually, that was our first stumbling block. We couldn't find a birth certificate with the name Heather on it.
Oh.
But we did manage to find one with your mum's name on it.
Oh.
Your sister's name is not Heather. It's Jill.
Jill. My goodness.
And then from her birth certificate, we can look for her adoption records. And this is where we hit a massive brick wall. No adoption records. None. We obviously had you take a DNA test. We're looking to see where you get DNA matches. And again, we hit a brick wall. And this is where our team got really creative. They decided to look for every person called Jill born in that year in the entire country. And they wrote to them. And that's how they found her.
They found her. Oh. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
She's 62. She lives in Kent.
Kent, yeah, that's where I was born.
Really close to where she was born. So you have a half-sister?
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know you're going to go and see Stacey now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and she'll be able to give you some more information.
Fantastic. Thanks, Turi. Thanks very much. This one, isn't it?
Hey!
Hi, Stacey.
Come in. Get comfy.
How you keeping, okay?
I'm good, Lee. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Really good, yeah.
How was that?
Absolutely amazing.
I know Turi brought you up to speed in there, Lee, and she said she's alive, she's well. And actually, you know, we've been in touch with her. Can I show you some bits and bobs? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? So, first thing I want to show you is your sister's birth certificate.
Oh.
So you can see there's Jill.
1958. Noreen Ann, that's my mum. Incredible.
It's remarkable, isn't it, Lee?
Amazing.
Would you like to see a photo of your sister?
Oh, yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a photo of your sister Jill.
Oh, they look lovely. I can see a likeness of your mum, I think.
And here's another photo of Jill with her daughter.
Oh.
You can tell they've got a lovely relationship, can't you?
Yeah, very good. Amazing. I'm just holding it back.
What does this mean, Julie?
It means a lot. You can actually see her. Because I've always thought, no, you won't find her. And there you have, so thank you.
Total pleasure, Lee. There's one more thing that I'd like to give you.
Oh, what's that?
More cookies.
Your sister's written you a letter.
Oh.
Oh, isn't that nice?
She wanted me to give you this.
Oh, my goodness. I think she's missed me. You're welcome to read it.
She's put, well, hello, Lee, and then in brackets, brother, wow. I found out yesterday that you were trying to find me. And in some ways it was a shock, and in others not so much. I've always had a deep inner knowing that I've had brothers, but haven't known why. My parents were unable to have children and decided to adopt. I've always known I'm adopted. She went to school nearby. She was in a private school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she likes horse riding. I was lucky to have been given a pony when I was 10. Been married twice. She's got 3 children. She's got grandchildren. She said, that's enough for me now, and I really look forward to getting to know you and your family, if this is what you would like also. I'm sending you lots and lots of love and hugs. Until later, your sister, Jill.
Amazing. Gobsmacked. What can I say?
I remember when we had a chat and you said, Stacey, my biggest fear is that she's not okay, or she's not being looked after.
Yeah, she had a good education and she's got this nice big family. She lives a good life. Yeah. Wonderful.
I think it'll probably take some time to really digest, innit?
Yeah, and to calm down.
Yeah. I bet your heart's like that, is it?
It's going like a good one, yeah.
She's really looking forward to meeting you.
We've missed all those years that we could have had together. So, yeah, make up for lost time, yeah. This was fantastic. Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Come on. Go to Nanny.
Jenna and Ryan are 2 weeks into IVF in the hope of having a healthy baby.
What was it? It was 18, wasn't it?
Yeah. 18 eggs were collected, 11 were mature enough to use.
To avoid a genetic mutation they both carry from passing down to their unborn child, their embryos will undergo a DNA test to screen for this fault.
You just have to be positive and hope for the best that you're lucky enough to have an embryo that you can use at the end. You're not interfering with genetics in any way. We're not trying to pick or choose whether it's a boy or a girl or has blue eyes or brown eyes. We just really want a brother or sister for Esme.
Eventually, just 3 embryos were developed enough to be DNA tested. They're now on their way to find out the results.
Thank you.
Jenna and Ryan. Hi, I'm Suzanne. Nice to meet you both. Thank you so much for coming in. So I'll get right to it. Of course, we did the genetic testing on all 3 of your embryos. I'm really sorry to say that I have not got good news for you both today. I'm really, really sorry. I'm so sorry. No, of course, of course. So we had 3 embryos. One of those embryos has come back as being affected by the polycystic kidney disease. One is a carrier for that kidney disease and one is unaffected. But both the unaffected and the carrier embryo unfortunately have other chromosomal and genetic issues which are not compatible with a healthy live birth.
Yeah, it's just disappointing.
Of course.
We just started so well. We really had some hope.
So
that
many
we-
eggs and seems very cruel.
We just thought we might have a chance this time. Just unlucky.
I think it is just really unlucky. That's exactly what I think it is.
Yeah.
Take some time to process. Go home, cuddle Esme, and just yeah.
Cup of tea. Even though PGD didn't work on this one occasion, that's something we're aware of from the outset.
Yeah, we had a bad result, but we're going to keep trying because we might end up with a sibling for Esme at the end of it, and it's worthwhile.
Another little Esme. Having her just drives us to want to keep trying. Ready? Until we have another baby. Ready? Because she's just so great. Knowing that we could have another little person like that at the end of the process, we can't stop. Can't give up.
Oh, well done. That was nice.
Okay.
Hi Jim, how are you? Good, good, good. Just ringing to say hello and check in. How's your week been? Yep, same here. I've been really busy at work today and just in from the gym.
Mummy, I want to take that too.
Yeah, that's good. Go on, and
Because both of them are a bit right.
Yeah, that boat right on the horizon. That's it. All these little boys out there is where he's put his lobster pots.
Can Mummy have kisses, please? Please. Kisses.
Kisses for Daddy.
Look at Daddy.
My mum met my dad on holiday.
Holiday romance.
I'm desperate to know where he is and if he's still alive.
I grew up in a white foster family, not knowing anything about the black side of me.
I know that you were told he was Jamaican. That's not what we were getting.
When I found out that I was the carrier, I felt this massive sense of guilt. The wait for this result is just agonising.